What is up? Welcome to the Early Edge in 5. I am your host, Allan Bell. We've got a fantastic show lined up for you. You already know that. But before we get to that, 2 housekeeping items that I want to make sure everyone is under full aware of. The NFL Draft, if you haven't heard, begins tomorrow, Thursday, April 27th. And CBS Sports has you covered in 2 perfect ways. First, download the CBS Sports app and draft tracker right here. Get real-time updates about your team's draft picks and trades all 3 days of the draft, including scouting reports, grades, player comps for all your team's selections. Download the free CBS Sports app to use the best draft tracker out there, best second screen companion for when you're watching the draft unfold live on television. Now, next, with the first pick, all right, if you haven't paid attention to this at CBS Sports, look, how should you feel about your team's latest draft picks? The With the First Pick podcast is your source for comprehensive draft coverage and pick breakdowns with CBS Sports draft expert Ryan Wilson and longtime general manager Rick Spielman. Ryan and Rick will recap each day of the draft, dishing out winners and losers from all 7 rounds. And the draft chatter doesn't stop on Saturday. Stay tuned to the show for team-by-team draft grades and an early look at who your team could be eyeing next year. Download and follow the With the First Pick podcast wherever you find this one right here. Now, let's get to the stars of the show. That's what everybody wants to see. And that's who I want to talk to first. All right, EC, my dude. You had a tough one last night. I'm just going to give you the floor for a second. How we doing?
No, we're not good, AB. We're not good. And I'm actually mad at you for this one because I wanted to bet Coach $50 per game. And you made me do 100. So that's number one. Okay, that's number one. When there's 13 points in the final minute and I lose by half a point to, of all people, Coach, who is now, by the way, for those of you keeping track, he's 10-7 against me in showdowns with 2, not 1, but 2 half-point wins against me. AB, we got to institute some kind of something where if you lose by half a point, you only pay half. So, like, you and I had the one showdown, and I beat you by a point. Like, I should get refunds from Coach and should pay you back half because it's close enough.
Yeah.
For that FAU Memphis win that I had.
I'll tell you what. You feel free to send the Venmo on over to me right now. Coach is going to be a little bit more difficult to deal with on that one. Grace, how are we feeling about this? EC walked right into it. And look, I'm not going to lie. I kind of goaded this thing to happen last night. It's a tough one. He went 0 for 2 in showdowns.
Yeah. I feel for you, EC. I'm sorry. But you kind of bring it upon yourself. And I'm going to add to it a little bit. I'm sorry. But I have to tell you guys this. I was in Florida last week, and there was this store near where I was staying. The name of the store was Frickin' Frack. I'm not making it up. We can Google it. And I meant to send you guys a picture. But guess what they sold? They sold swim shirts. So it's a store for EC.
So next time you go down there, 100% you have to get a picture. 2, if they have a Suns towel or blanket. Which one was it, EC?
The blanket. It was a blanket, and it will reappear at some point.
Blanket.
Okay. Yes. I'll tell you what. We're going to get to the picks because Spector's wearing a hat, and I don't know if that's good, bad, or frightening. But Specs, let it rip, bro. What do you got?
Look, I told you right before this show, I've been so disappointed in my picks that the hair doesn't get to make an appearance on this show. The hair had to be covered. That's why we're putting a hat on. But we're going to turn our luck around. We're going Andrew Wiggins over 17.5 points at -123. SportsLine AI is predicting 21 points for Wiggins in this game. In the first 4 games he's been back since his long personal absence, he had 17, 22, 20, and 18, a 19.25 point per game average. And that 17 points was in his first game back where he only played 28 minutes. He's played over 34 in the past 3 games. And Wiggins actually played the Kings 3 times in the regular season before the playoffs, and he averaged 25 points in those 3 games. I have one more thing, not really data related, and that's a surprise for me. But if De'Aaron Fox's finger bothers him in any way whatsoever, if he maybe turns the ball over because of that, or if he is less aggressive, shoots more threes, and those long rebounds lead to transition buckets for Andrew Wiggins. If we just get 1 or even 2 of those, that could be 4 points right there. And if we only need 18, that's 22% of what we need already just from a couple bad plays by De'Aaron Fox if that fingers bother him. That's why I'm on Andrew Wiggins over 17.5.
Look at Spector, looking from all angles. And I'll say anybody old school, early edge watchers, listeners, you remember I went on a horrible streak last summer. Had to shave the head, put it down, but it broke the curse. So look, Spector, you have much better hair than me. I am not saying that is in play as of right now, but I'm going to say it works.
We can't shave the head. It would not look good on me.
Not allow that.
Not a look for me. We can't shave the head. We'll go with the hat.
All right, there we go. All right, Grace, coming over to you. You've got a play for us tonight. Hit it. What do you got?
Yeah, let's do a K-prop. And I'm going to the Nats-Mets game. We're taking Mackenzie Gore under 5.5 strikeouts at -150. I will get to that in a second. But first, let's say Mackenzie Gore definitely has what it takes to be a starting pitcher in the league. He was a 3rd-round draft pick, 2017. Took a while to work his way through the system for the Padres because his fastball was having a little bit of issues. But now that he's here, definitely looks the part. However, he is overperforming a little bit when you look at his expected metrics compared to his actual results. And I think that's just because he's new. He only has 17 games started under his belt. Now he's facing the New York Mets, one of the most disciplined lineups against lefties in the league. They're striking out 19% of the time in the last 2 seasons, walking 10% of the time. And they have a weighted runs created plus of 107, which is above average. He's also pitching in Citi Field for the first time, so there's going to be some adjustments there. So I think it's a great matchup for the Mets against him. Another lesson I want to give you guys here, you guys general, not just my crew here on the stream. Juice at minus. You know what? It could be a lesson for EC too. Let's just, you know what? Yeah.
No, keep going. Yeah. I want this lesson. Yeah, keep going.
We're here to learn.
Yeah. All right. And we're going to. So the juice is at -150. And I know that heavy juice scares people on the show, in the chat, whatever. First of all, baseball is a volume betting sport. Okay. So mathematically, if you play these heavy juice plays as singles, not as parlays, you will make more money long-term mathematically. Okay. Second part, my number for the model is 4.32 on this. My model has it winning 73% of the time. When you take that -150 juice, convert it into percentage form, that's 60%. So the books have this winning 60%. I have it winning 73% of the time. Simple math there. We got an edge of 13%. So that shows you there's value on the play, and we're not scared of a little juice.
Not scared at all. And anytime that we can get an edge, obviously, on this show, we're going to take it. Now, the hard part is that you completely lost EC. Once you said we're playing singles, we're not parlaying.
Yeah.
Dude, he was out. I saw it on his face. He was out.
There was a lot there when she was talking about, expected edges, then models. Then, it was like a foreign language to me. I just didn't understand.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Wagers.
I did my part. I tried.
Well, if you look at this show, all right, so you see like the vertical lineup here, right? Like you have 2 cavemen in me and EC, then you have the 2 intelligent ones in Grace and Specs right there. So you know what? It aligns. And I'll tell you what, aligning with that, EC, I'm going to apologize to you because yesterday on the early edge in 5, you were kind of behind the 8 ball because the EC spot final, you didn't get to have that. Coach took it from you, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So you know what? I'm going to bring that back for you today. That's why I'm going to go. I've got 3 plays, and I'm going to leave you right here on the screen. All right, so I've got 3. First one, I'm going to take Colorado Avalanche, team total over 3.5 tonight. If there's ever a time that you're going to ride Colorado, I know that they're not the same team that they were last year in their run through the Stanley Cup playoffs. However, you're looking against an opponent in Seattle that has lost their best scorer, lost almost 65% of their scoring, meaning Colorado is going to have more opportunities to throw everything at the net tonight, especially at home. I don't want to play the over of 6, even though I do like the push insurance. We're going to take the team total over 3.5 right there. Second one, Marlins Braves over 8. All right, it's a low number for Atlanta at home. That being said, is it because Sandy Alcantara is on the mound or Bryce Elder? Bryce has shown way better this year so far. That being said, in the 2 games previously in this series already, we've seen 11 runs scored and 11 runs scored. I'm not saying that we're going to get that tonight, but Miami should be able to hit. I think that Bryce is going to come back a little bit to earth, and Alcantara, I don't trust it at all yet. I'm going to pay to see it. So let's take that over 8 here. And quite frankly, if you're looking at props, look at the backside of Atlanta's lineup, right? Guys like even Hilliard, Ozuna, like they're going to lead the charge. Matt Olson has had horrible games against Sandy there. So look for the back of the Braves lineup to get it there. And over 8, we do get push insurance with that as well. Last one, our man, Austin Larry Bird Reeves over 1.5 threes tonight. Look, this is going to be a weird game. It's in Memphis. I don't want anything to do with the spread. I don't want anything to do with the total. It could go in a ton of different ways. What I do think is that if Memphis, which we think they're going to play with pace a lot, try to just pretty much wear out that veteran lineup. And if Memphis is up pretty big in the second half, which could happen, I think that you're going to see, AD, LeBron take a few more minutes on the bench. Long story short, I think Reeves is going to get more minutes on the court tonight. And especially if they're down or needing to play a faster style pace, we're going to see a few more threes from out there tonight. We only need 2 of them. Get it at plus money. Let's ride that one. Now, EC, that's all for me. Here's the problem, buddy. A little bit of a surprise here coming for you. All right, you ready?
Oh, no.
Hold it. Grace, Specty, everybody, I apologize. I don't want to take up too much time, but if you thought that I was going to let a little production meeting stand in the way of me and showing the world that when I say there are hashtag levels to this game, I mean there are hashtag levels to this game. I told you all, I'm going to do it in different ways just to make it fun for me. Number 1, 220.5. I'm so good, EC. I put it right on 220. 2 seconds to go in the game. Jokic at the line. I said, you know what? Let's make it even easier or tougher, depending on how you look at it. I said, let's miss the first and then make the second to sit on 221. And we cash that ticket by 0.5 point. And then on the other one, I went the other direction. 266 combined points for a total that was 224. And I told you, no Kawhi Leonard, no pressure, offense would flow. Everything I said that would happen, happened. So for those of you who tailed me, you're welcome. For those of you who want to go with EC, the people's capper, hey, you cost yourself money. But I just want you all to understand that when we're talking about the very best, when we're talking about the height of the game, this face, this voice, I am the truth. So EC, if you want to keep wading into the deep waters, keep going. You may beat me here or there, but in the long game, I own you. I own you. Now, you may go.
EC, I'm not even gonna
What
say a
was that
word.
laugh at the end?
That was savage.
The floor
That
is
was
yours,
so
Mike.
savage, AB. I mean, listen, what am I supposed to say to that? He made a great pick on the Suns game. It flew over. I'll give Coach that. It was a great pick. The Nuggets game was the flukiest garbage. There were 13 points in the last minute, and I lose by 0.5 point. But you know what? Those are the breaks. We got to bounce back. Listen, I haven't been very good the last few days. Baseball, I've really stunk lately, so we're actually going to skip that tonight. We're going to do 1 hockey and 2 NBA picks. So let's start in the NHL. Patrice Bergeron over 0.5 point at -110. Saw this one actually rise a little bit. I think it might be 120, 130 in certain places, but you can still get it around there. So Bergeron, veteran player from the Bruins, missed the first 4 games of the series. He skated on the first line in practice the other day. So he's going to be on one of the top 2 lines, we think. He had 2 games against Florida in Boston in the regular season. Had 6 combined points. He had a point in 11 of his last 18 playoff games. And in 167 career playoff games, he has 127 points. Tonight, he's going to prove it. He's back. He's like, all right, I finally get to play in the playoffs this year. I have an elite team, and we're going to put away Florida. So Patrice Bergeron's getting a point, and we're going to cash that, so I feel good about that. All right, this next one, we're going to go to the NBA. So I have the Knicks Cavs over 202.5. I'll be honest with you. Like, there's really, based on what we've seen in the playoffs, there's no logic for this pick. The combined point totals have been 198, 197, 178, and 195. Like, we're not even close to hitting this number. But these 2 teams in the regular season, 229, 208, and 246 in 3 of their 4 regular season matchups. The SportsLine model, and I'm sure Spector's is probably similar, has this one at 207. Cleveland was over this number post All-Star break 19 out of 21 times. New York 20 out of 22 times over this 202.5 since the All-Star break, not including the series. I feel like we're going to turn it around. This one, I think both teams score at least 105 tonight, and we hit this one easily. And then, I hate to go back to the well. We did this the other night. We cashed a ticket on Monday, so we're going to cash a ticket again tonight. Xavier Tillman over 20.5 points, rebounds, and assists at minus 115. So 14 of his last 16 games that he's played, 28 or more minutes, he's gone over this total. He scored double-digit points in 12 of those games. So we saw in game 4, he went 12, 8, and 6, flew over. But here's the thing. His minutes have increased every game in this series. Went from 22, where he didn't hit this, 32, 39, and 42. I'm telling you what, in a must-win game with no other big men, this is Xavier Tillman's time. And here's one other thing. You talk about fouls for Tillman. I looked this up. Played 189 career games. He's only fouled out twice and none since his rookie year a couple years ago. He's going to be on the court tonight. He's going to go over this. If there's anything that I bet tonight that's going to get back on track, that's going to get me back on track, it's Xavier Tillman.
So Xavier Tillman, that's the one. Grace,
that's the one.
How do we feel about Xavier Tillman here?
I hit it the other night.
Yeah.
I haven't looked into it, but I'm just gonna trust. I'm gonna trust EC because he did the research and I did it. I'm not gonna play it, but I'll just say he did research.
I like it. He what EC said is true. And your Knicks Cavs total, our model does have the over as well. We have it at 203.5, so just by 1 point. But Tillman, yeah, same thing. And this could be, the Lakers tend to get a little complacent. And so this could be a big game for the Grizz, like AB said earlier. And Tillman is just, they're shorthanded at center. And the Grizzlies like to go to the paint. So it makes sense.
AB, I'm going to give you one other one. If we're going to do a parlay tonight, I coaches me here, I can say this. I'm playing all 4 home teams in the NBA tonight. Oh, no, excuse me. Okay. 3 home teams and then Golden State. Sorry, I forgot they were on the road. 3 home teams, Golden State. So we got, I like Memphis, I like Milwaukee, I like Cleveland. And as much as it pains me to say it, I'm taking Spector's Warriors tonight. There is your money line parlay. I don't even know what it pays. Doesn't matter. You can take it to the window, cash it, whatever it is. AB, we got this. Parlay time.
Dude, hey, parlay time indeed. All right, that being said, grab your paper, grab your pencil. Let's take a look at the parlay time recap here. EC is on Patrice Bergeron over 0.5 point. Knicks Cavs over 202.5. Xavier Tillman over 20.5 points, rebounds, and assists, priced at minus 115. EC, give that parlay again. What do you got?
I like the 3 home teams. We're going to go with the 3 home teams plus Golden State. So Milwaukee, Cleveland, and Memphis plus Golden State. There's our 4-team parlay. Not just a lean. I'm not throwing my house on it, but just if you need some action tonight, there you go.
I need to know when you are throwing your house on it. Xavier Tillman feels like you are. Spector's on Andrew Wiggins over 17.5 points. Grace Remington is on Mackenzie Gore under 5.5 strikeouts. Myself, I'm on the Avalanche team total over 3.5 goals. Marlins Braves over 8, and Austin Reeves of the Lakers over 1.5 threes, priced at plus 100. There we go. Heck of a show. All right, we will be live again Thursday, normal time, 10 a.m. Eastern for the morning show, 4 p.m. Eastern for the early Edge 5. Until then, everybody, best of luck. EC, absolutely best of luck. If you hit an undefeated and the parlay, we're going to figure something out. Like, there's going to be something coming for everybody. But until then, everybody, best of luck. Let's cash these tickets, and we will see you tomorrow. Thanks.